I had a dream actually last night, but I have no clue as to what the dream meant. But I woke up with a thought. It said dial 9282, and then I woke up from that dream. So does anybody listening have any idea what that might mean? I went on the internet, could find nothing meaningful for that, other than maybe a telephone exchange in Mexico. But other than that, I could find no meaning for that dream.
Oh, the lottery. Well, then play the lottery.
Oh, the lottery. Yeah.
You never know.
Well, I was thinking about the lottery at work yesterday or the day before yesterday, and just as I thought about the lottery and that $970 million jackpot, I looked out the window, and right next to the tower there was a huge bald eagle with about a 4-foot wingspan circling right next to the tower. I mean, he was like just outside the window from the tower, and maybe 30 feet away from the tower, and he circled 2 or 3 times, and then he flew off. But just as I thought that, this eagle appeared out of nowhere, circled 2 or 3 times, and then took off. And I thought, hey, maybe
You can't say Rebazar?
Rebazar is working something behind the scenes for us or something. Anyway.
Well, never hurts. Never hurts to try.
Well, I had one other dream that was kind of dubious, but I was like, I think it's the Taj Mahal, where they have that replica of a huge pyramid, and I don't know if I was in Vegas or Atlantic City, but there was this big pyramid, and my dream was about the pyramid, about being in and out of the real side. It was like, part of the time I was in creation, and part of the time I was on the real side. And it was like I was going back and forth, and then I woke up from that dream. So whatever the pyramid means.
But you had one more about a dream wish.
Oh, yeah. I dreamed I watched the movie that was a love story about dreams coming true. I dreamed that I was watching a movie about dreams coming true, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And I went on the internet, and it said somebody made an interesting comment. A famous writer, I don't recall what his name is now, but he said dreams do not come true, dreams are true. And I thought that was a very profound comment by this guy.
Yeah. It reminds me of when I lived in Florida. I had rented a condo for the summer on the beach the other time I lived in town, but I would love it when the storms would brew and it would bring the waves in. Sometimes I'd even go out at night and swim in the ocean, and the waves would come crashing in, but they were warm and it was fun. And the lightning and the rain and everything, and the storm would be going full blast. But what an experience. It was rather exhilarating. But I also like it when the beach is calm and you can walk along and, pick up a shell or two or a rock or two, or, throw a few critters back in, like a starfish back in that got washed ashore, throw him back in the ocean so he lives, and talk to them, talk to everybody, everything that surrounds you. Yeah, it's really wonderful to experience our environment, our natural environment. when I was living in Florida, a lot of people didn't even go to the beach. They would lay by the pool, and I'd ask them, "Don't you want to go in the ocean?" "Oh no, no. I'm just going to lay here at the pool." And it's like, you're missing out, you guys. You're missing out on something wonderful. Speaking of some of the Eckas, I finally got a hold of one of my gal friends that I knew a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but from Naples, Florida, and she had moved back to Ohio. But she's still in the corporation, and I told her about Margie Klemp. That's kind of how I sort of started the conversation after the hellos and how you doings. And she didn't know, she didn't hear about it. And I told her my experience with her. And she took it all in. And then she proceeded to tell me about actually an Eckas that I had dated in Fort Myers. And this just happened last year. And he didn't show up at a service, and then he didn't show up at a satsang 2 weeks later. So a group of Eckas went over to his house, and he always left his door open. So they opened the door, and then they knew right away what had happened. He had passed away in August 27th. Very hot Florida. He never used his air, so I imagine it wasn't too pleasant going in there. But I don't even know basically what he passed away from, but I didn't have any dreams or any visions about him at all. So anyway, that was interesting. No, what? We're just going to walk around. If we actually do get in somewhere, I think we might see what other groups are at the conference center and maybe get a tag from them and walk around and maybe, get in to some. I know they screen the tags pretty good there. And of course, ours are no good anymore. So I don't know if I still would have like a holder that they have there, one of the pin-ons or one of the around the neck.
Well, if you knew the layout, what they do over there is they're at the convention center, and the convention center has 4 different areas where 4 different people can put on their conventions at once. And Eckankar takes up one of the big ones. And when they have 5, 6, they usually have 5 or 6 or 7,000 people in attendance. They have their big things in the main hall, but they also have about maybe 15 or 20 other rooms where they put on smaller events for where they have show and tell things, and they have special areas like for high initiate meetings and all that kind of stuff. But you'd be surprised that while all these things are going on, there's usually 500 or 600 people that are just sitting out.
Well, they're roaming the halls.
They're roaming the hallways, and they're chatting with each other because they have a lot of tables set up in different areas where friends get together, and they actually in public areas. So there's a lot of people that aren't even inside listening to the goings on. They're just catching up with old friends, and so it's not like you have to go inside one of the meeting rooms, to connect. I mean, you can connect with a lot of people just by roaming the hallways, which are public territory. And that's, what we're hoping to do.
And then when the sessions are over, there's a gap in between sessions, and you can catch a lot of people that way too. The hallways are just
hundreds and
thousands.
Yeah, I mean, bumper to bumper. I mean,
yeah,
it's really crowded, in between the sessions, as people are racing back to their hotel rooms or racing out to a restaurant or something. So there's a lot of opportunities to bump into people and share what we want to share with people. You know, like, did you know that did you know that Marjorie's still on the lower plane and she's totally lost? You know, I mean, you know, Harold never met with Marjorie after she died. You know, did you know that? So, yeah, it's just no telling what I mean, the opportunities for the real guides to open doors for people are just, there are so many opportunities over there that you know, if we were going to sit in a session, you know, you have to remain quiet and listen to the speakers, and you really can't do much once you're in a session, you know, because they're usually closed door, and they, you know, they expect respect, and they don't like people whispering during what's going on, that sort of thing. So, but there's a lot of neat opportunities over there, and I plan to take both my cameras and take a lot of pictures.
Yep, we're going to take pictures and videos.
A lot of videos, so you guys will share that with all you guys. 4 of them.
They're in the hallways. They have the coffee stands and snack shops, but then they also have a buffet in one part of the convention center where
and all the tables.
On all the tables that you can sit with people. Meet and greet. Yep.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful.
Yep.
So we're
looking forward to it, actually.
Really looking forward to this.
Actually, that's what it's called. It's called Meet and Greet, and I used to be one of the prime hosts for the Meet and Greet area, where people, they get you to sign in, they come and eat lunch. They not only meet other people, but shoot, there's probably 25 tables because I used to have to clean them. And then they have all kinds of puzzles and crayons, and they have all kinds of things for you to do. So you're right, it's a good place to just sit. But remember this, it's also a place where they watch, because like me, there was like 2 or 3 of us all the time there that were actually trying to keep things together. And so they will watch you, and if you do things, they might even come up and ask you if they figure you're disturbing or they don't like what you're doing, they might ask you to move on too. So the meet and greet place like you're talking about is an area that they have lots of stuff, even in between the sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do a low profile, and I'm gonna take a lot of moving pictures. And if they ask what we're doing, you know, we're just, you know, since
want to remember this,
we want to remember all the great times we had over there before it folded. You know.
Well, you don't add that.
You know, so I don't know what we're gonna say. We'll just have to play it by ear.
We'll just play it by ear.
We don't plan to be rabble rousers where we get kicked out on the first hour that we're there. You know, we're gonna play it really. We're gonna sneak around like Dwayne does.
Well, we're gonna grab a bunch of people, hopefully about 20, have supper with them before the night session. So.
Well, we'll just have to see how it unfolds. You know, we'll have to see what the boys have, you know, arranged, because I'm sure they've arranged something, but we don't know what it is yet. We're just going to be open to when it happens.
They'll bring them to us, or bring us to them, one of the two, so that we meet. We have a lot of little cards with Ray Bazaar's picture on it, and a little saying on the back about Joni, and we have the what was the other one? The
back of the card?
No, the
wake up.
Oh, do you know
the wake up?
The 12, wasn't it? No. What was that?
Are you awake? You know.
Are you aware, or the
awareness test?
The awareness test. That's it. Couldn't think of it there for a minute, but we have a couple hundred of those, and we're going to leave in different places, and Ray Bazaar's picture in different places, and we have some New UU business cards that we had printed up to leave. And we have all kinds of books. And we do plan on going to the temple and leaving some books and places on benches and wherever we see fit at the time. If nobody's at a table, we can put one there, and we can go downstairs where they have all the refreshments and everything and leave one on a table down there. So we'll be busy. Busy.
That's like walking, going in the temple's like going in the lion's den.
Down, yeah, well. The seats didn't fold up. I'd put some stuff on those too, but they fold up. I could put on one on the arm. Yeah. One of our friends, he's an organic farmer. We know a couple of them, but he uses Eden, like the Garden of Eden watering system, and he waters his roots from underneath with this system in his garden and stuff. And he's had beautiful stuff come out of there. But that's what he uses. I want to look further into it too. So that might be something else down the line.
Sandy, there's a fellow up there in your area that he's developed a greenhouse system that's partly submerged under the ground. They dig a big trench and they put in a bunch of air ducting system all around this particular unit that they build. And he's growing everything you can imagine that's not designed for your climate. And they're using the temperature, which is about 5 to 6 feet below ground level, which is a constant 53 degrees. And he's growing oranges and just everything. I couldn't believe all the stuff this guy's got in this greenhouse. And they also, I guess he's gotten to a point where he sells the greenhouses prefab. They take them apart, you put them all back. It's about a 6-hour job to put them together. Of course, you got to dig all the trenches, the holes, and everything. He's also got a hydroponic system, which is similar to the one that was up in Oregon, where they actually have big pool full of fish, and the fish in the water, the fish poop and all, is part of the fertilization that goes into the watering system. So it's pretty amazing.
Well, you know his name?
No, I was skipping through, these different things that I was looking at when it came to the planting in the trees and all that stuff, because we've been doing some additional maintenance work on the trees around here, as far as the fertilizing and the watering and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm just getting some input dealing with like grafting, for instance, because we're going to start graftings. And of course, the climate here is it's mild compared to where you guys are, so I don't have to worry about that. But if you want, I'll at some point during the week I'll see if I can rediscover this guy's name, because he's pretty well known up there, and there's a lot of different people that are doing what he's doing.
Maybe I'll have to ask around too. See.
Yeah. You should have internet stuff up there talking about winter growing citrus crops during the winter would be a good a search engine to put on. So
sure.
Yeah. Well, Janine wants to come on.
Okay, great.
Feeding the chickens. Let's see. Where are you? What's this? No. Oh boy. These are things you do that you're supposed to do when you're not online.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We can. You said Janine wanted to say something?
Yeah. Here. Put my headset on.
What?
You got something to say, or you just want to listen?
I just want to listen.
Okay, never mind.
It must be sending to Mike or something.
Yeah, well, okay, I'll cut off. She can I'll see if I can get her hooked in. Finally.
Yeah. You always have that one chicken who really likes to voice his opinion.
One? There's
You have
39.
many?
Come on.
40?
39. Yeah, also saw something up there about a guy that he's got 300 chickens and he feeds them no grain at all. They all are surviving on this huge compost pile that he started and put it underneath a big awning, a huge awning. And it's this is all through the seasons that you guys have, you know, the extreme colds and all
Wow.
that. 300 chickens, and he doesn't feed them anything from the store. So they get all their grubs and worms and, you know, all their little stuff. Plus he composts it every now and then, puts extra food and stuff on it.
Only way it's going to allow me to.
And he's another one of those naturalists. Amazing. So there's apparently a lot of these guys around, and they're starting to show up.
Yeah. Yeah, they're coming out of the woodwork.